My name is Broinowski. I've lived and worked in Japan over a long period of time. From 2000 to 2005, I was living in Japan working with a Japanese theatre company and studying at the University of Tokyo. I worked in theatre for a long time, for about 15 years in Australia, after I got out of school. I had been in Japan when I was a child and started to learn Japanese then. I developed an ear for it with the kids that I used to knock around with in Tokyo. And I didn't want to lose the language and was fascinated with Japanese theatre. So I went back to Japan to study for 6 months in Japanese theatre. I made a film in Japan about Japanese underground cultures. I've worked in theatre with Australian companies touring through Asia and through Europe, and made several intercultural collaborations, which means you get a company from say Malaysia and you have an Australian company and you work together making a production. I've done the same in Japan, where we work with different countries, say in Korea or Taiwan, or say a mix of Indonesia, East Timor, working in one place, all coming together, translating, trying to figure out what everyone thinks and how everyone makes theatre. Well, they say in theatre that, you know, there's not enough work around for everyone, and you're only as good as your last gig, which means that you have to keep hungry, you have to stay hungry. So hunger is what motivates anyone working in the theatre or in film. But also working in a new area, such as a new language or a new country, opens up many opportunities. I would see that exposure to anything different, whether it be language, culture, a different experience, whatever opportunity you're presented with is valuable and will help you in the future. But if you learn a different language, particularly one that is not based on the romantic languages that you're familiar with, you actually change your way of thinking, literally, physically. You make different connections in your mind. So even though you might not become fluent, which is not really, it's a bit of a myth, that's fine. Actually what you're doing is exposing yourself to a new way of thinking and a new way of being. You can actually change your perception. It's very important.